y'all, good morning. I am having an eczema flare-up. I'm sitting here in my living room with my tea before I go to the gym, and I thought, I felt like making a video for artists. This was sparked by some stories I posted yesterday on Instagram about my own roadblocks with releasing music, making music in the modern world. I'm not sure that I like that I'm sitting in a living room talking to a camera. I don't dislike it. I don't think any way to change it is by disliking it actively, but I do know something in me must change because the way I've been living my life as an artist in the 2020s has not worked for me. Frankly, the way I've lived my life has not worked for me. And I don't have anything to sell you. I don't plan on developing things to sell you. I plan on sharing my experience only because I've simply gone through too much for it to remain invaluable to both myself and the world. I think that what I've been through could benefit other people. For a long time now, I have thought no one can tell you how to live your life, and it's so true. But I think in that, I've personally underestimated the value of having your experience validated. This is not a commiserating video. In fact, this is me stepping beyond my misery. I've always wanted to make YouTube videos. I've always wanted to talk to people. I've always wanted to sing to people, and I have stopped myself repeatedly based on feedback from the audience in the world that has remained a mixed bag, but a very polarized mixed bag. I've always had a polarized response to what I do, artistically and as a person. I seem to upset people. I seem to help people, and I'm just gonna lean into the helping part. And if I upset you, you can keep clicking. Please, you don't have to stay here. This is a safe space for artists. I might just call myself the artist advocate if there's not 5 million of those already on the internet, because everyone's done everything, it seems. But my intention in doing this and my intention with my art has always been to advocate for, I'm gonna tear up, for people who have gone unseen in their lives. Give me a minute. I think as I make more of these videos, I might understand how much of my personal life to tell, because it is about that, because that's what has shaped what is talking through me right now, but it's also about you. This isn't a video aimed at being seen as much as it is like how much can we push forward how artists think, because the truth is artists have always seen this to be true. Also, you're gonna have to get used to me tearing up because when I talk about things I care about, this is what happens. But artists are responsible for pushing things forward. More so, I think, than almost any other group. I mean, there are powerful people in all walks of professions and life. But art itself is how we do everything. Art is how we live. Art is how we change. Art is how we forgive. Art is how we... What I'm saying is that there's an art to living. And so if you're someone who has dedicated their life to making art, you've dedicated your life to living well. And the funny thing is most artists live very poorly. In my experience, there are some who have been supported enough to find that they can live well, but I don't even know that people who live well feel so well about themselves. And I think that now is time for, I might sound crazy for this because it's never felt bleaker to me. Even though I'm not that old, I think it's very confusing right now how to be an artist. And with that in mind, with all of that considered, I think that now is the time for artists to learn how to feel well about who they are. For artists to become unashamed of who they are. For artists to step fully into knowing that they are the ones with power because they're taking a chance on how they see life. If you're making art, you're saying, I see this. And no one can take that from you. They could try. And the world will try. And I want to talk a lot about that because the world will do everything it possibly can to take away what you see. But our whole future as a species, depends on the individual's ability to take a chance on what they see to be true and take a chance on expressing it, to bear the pain of being visible in it, and to do the hard work of extracting it from the body and the psyche and the experiences of life and putting it into a book, a song, a painting, a dance, a protest, whatever it is. Artists need encouragement to be who they are, regardless of what their life looks like, regardless of if they have money, regardless of if they have to work 3 other jobs, regardless of if they're being stalked, regardless of if they've been dumped, regardless of if their parents are dead, regardless of their race, regardless of whatever roadblock, insert here, what they look like, what they sound like. Like, if your art is bad, you need to be encouraged. You're important. It's important that we have bad art. It's important that we have good art. It's important that we have art. It's important that people are expressing what they see. Because the truth is, it's all neutral anyway. The fabric of reality is it's unconditional. There's no hierarchy of good and bad and more valuable and less valuable, more powerful, less powerful. Everything is playing its role in balancing the existence. However, if we ever want the scales to sort of tip towards having a higher quality of life at all, ever, if we want to be able to take the higher quality of life for ourselves in our individual lives, regardless of the dystopia, we have to be able to do that. We have to be able to be the liaison between our imagined world and the reality. So perhaps this is like an intro video, I'm not sure, because I could take this in a million different ways, and I feel the urge to talk about so many different things right now. But perhaps all I would say for now is that you're very important, and everything that I've been through, hard and easy, good and bad, has brought me to saying this to you. I find that the lack of, I've had support, I've had amazing support, and I've also had wretched, like, experiences and just abusive experiences and people trying to control me my whole life. And that in particular has dug away enough within me to make me want to be almost nothing but an advocate for people who want to dedicate their life to being creative. Like, I just think that's so valid. I think it's like, if everyone did that, society would be pretty awesome, I think, if people just wanted to express what was in them, even if that was a painting of a monster. Like, it's painting. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think artists are inherently hell-bent on power. So you need to know that you're important. You need to know that we need you.